Someone's dying right in front of you. You turn to a 911 dispatcher to walk you through how to save that person's life. But do the instructions you're getting take your own safety into consideration? Anchor Kristen Hartman has a story from right here in Cincinnati that we hope will make you think.
Slow down, try to see if I could see anything.
Katie Morrow won't forget what she saw on that March day behind the wheel. A woman was down on the side of Ruther Avenue.
I just got out of the car and asked if they were okay, if they had already called for help. And he said yes, he had 911 on the phone.
A man asked her if she had CPR training. When she said yes.
Okay, we have someone who's done it, not recently, but yeah, let me put her on speakerphone.
They welcomed her into the mix.
Okay, we need to pause here. Before Katie arrived, a man on the scene shared an important piece of information with the Cincinnati dispatcher. Our director's going to play it now.
My friend's ODing.
Okay. And was this an accidental overdose then?
Yes.
Katie didn't know about the overdose when she jumped in to help about 2 minutes into the call. That's going to play a role in a minute. Right now, though, the directions Katie received from the dispatcher.
She told me to go ahead and pinch her nose.
And completely cover her mouth with your mouth. And blow 2 regular breaths into her lungs about a second each. And her chest should rise with each breath.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No.
Katie says she repeated the process you see here, only in her case, it was mouth-to-mouth with no mask protection. No one ever asked her if she was willing to give those rescue breaths.
She was turning blue. She was hard as a rock. So I gave my 100% trust in who was on that other line telling me what to do.
And with the combo of breaths and chest compressions like these, Katie brought the woman back from the brink.
I hear her breathe. I hear her.
Okay, so she is starting to breathe?
Yes.
That's when Katie had time to look around and she saw the woman's drug paraphernalia.
Did your heart kind of sink?
Yeah, it did actually.
It sank further when she says a medic told her how they handle mouth-to-mouth.
And he's like, never would we ever do mouth-to-mouth CPR. We never do it without a mask unless it's a direct family member. You know, everybody knows that that's the training.
Katie says first responders advised her to go to the hospital for testing. Now, even though her risk is low, she'll be tested for HIV over the next year and has to live with worry.
Do you fear that this could happen to somebody else?
Most definitely, and that is the only reason that I am doing this today. I wasn't going to sit there and watch anybody die, so I would not change anything that I did.
Katie did want us to ask about the rescue breaths directive she got, though, especially because she found online info much like this video posted to YouTube. In it, the American Heart Association advocates for compressions only.
When you call 911, the operators are trained and willing to give you instruction on doing basic CPR. That instruction will include, for sure, basic compression-only techniques. Where the ventilation is actually relegated to later, particularly when the professionals arrive.
But a Cincinnati section commander stands by the instructions Katie got. His statement reads, quote, "The department's review indicates the 911 call taker provided the Good Samaritan with instructions which followed our current medical priority dispatch protocol, a nationally recognized standard."
And what did she take?
No.
Remember, this was an overdose.
And blow 2 regular breaths into her lungs.
Doctors we spoke with say the dispatcher likely had a script advising mouth-to-mouth because ODs cause respiratory distress. That's a lung thing.
Come on, man. Stay with me. Come on. Yeah, stay with me, baby. She's asking for breath.
Not a heart thing. As for the risk, the International Academies of Emergency Dispatch, which sets standards for medical priority dispatch, what Cincinnati uses, told me, quote, "The Academy has been providing mouth-to-mouth instruction for 35 years without a single reported infectious disease transmission."
And her chest should rise with each breath.
Still, not all protocols just tell a Good Samaritan to give breaths. At least one tri-state county that uses another major public safety association says it asks if you're willing to give rescue breaths.
It's always your choice.
And you shouldn't forget that.
You should not forget that.
Denise Mayer has been a basic life support instructor with the American Heart Association for 15 years. For the untrained, the focus is on compressions and getting the oxygenated blood flowing.
You're a bystander. Help the best you can until the advanced care gets there. But don't run into a fire unless you have fire gear.
She recommends something like a pocket mask.
The air goes in, but nothing comes back through, and there's a filter right here. If you don't have any protection, it's safety for your own self first, and just do your compressions.
It's an option Katie wishes she had heard, even if the protocol says otherwise.
So you saved somebody's life.
Yes, that's unreal.
Absolutely, she saved a life and she did the right thing, but at her expense.
That was Kristen Hartman reporting. The city says people like Katie who jump in to help are true citizen heroes. But Katie questions if medics she met won't give CPR without protection, should you? The best advice we got from doctors, take a CPR class so you are prepared. Then think through exactly what you're willing to do before you're in that pressure cooker moment.